right, let's change up the pace a bit.
We're going to be talking about one of the best
There's something called house hacking. I don't know if it's as dumb as it sounds, but it sounded really dumb.
ways that you can start building wealth, and that is by buying a home and renting out the rooms to your friends so that you can live for free, aka house hacking.
How is this house hacking? This is called being a landlord. What? Marketing to millennials, be like, this is a crazy technique called the house hacking. What you're gonna do is you're gonna buy a house and then you're gonna rent out rooms. I know, isn't that crazy? No one's ever thought of this before. War, apparently.
When I was in college, I always had roommates, and we would pool our resources with our friends so that we could live in a nicer apartment without having
Nice Marvel Funko
the burden
Pops,
of
by the
paying
way.
for the whole thing ourselves. This same concept applies to house hacking. So my journey with
Am I in the way of them? No, you guys can see them. Anti-parasocial shard, thank you for stream here. It was hard to keep up with the camping tutorial. What do you do about the tumors? You just, I don't know, cut them out of yourself with a melon baller and...
When my mom was moving to Taiwan, she was thinking of selling her home in the Bay Area, but since it was my childhood home, I really didn't want to give it up, so I bought the home from her. Now, that deal funded her retirement, and that house got me started into real estate investing. Originally,
This is just buy a house and rent it. What the hell? You think all of it's like this? 5 best house hacking
Today,
methods?
I want to talk to you all about the single best financial decision you can make, house hacking.
But we got a hummingbird feeder.
For those of
Hell
you unfamiliar
yeah!
with the term, it is when you purchase a 1 to 4
yeah.
unit property with a low percentage down loan, live in one unit while renting out the others such that your tenants are paying off your mortgage.
Am I insane? This is just called renting, and it's very normal. It's not a hack, and it's not a secret. This is very common. It's a very, very common technique. I would argue this is probably how most people pay off their mortgages. Can I be honest? I do think this is stupid. I think most people are not equipped for living with people that owe them money constantly. The only way this could work for like the vast majority of people is if they got all of the payment up front, but nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. I don't think most people would be able to be like, oh, okay, well, my roommate hasn't paid me rent for a few months. I live with them. Nothing will go wrong here. That's what a contract is for. Bro, people don't take contracts seriously. Truly becoming an adult is realizing that contracts actually mean pretty much nothing.
There's a method for you.
Until they do.
In this video,
No, contracts only matter when it's like a giant corporation against you. Contracts only matter if someone can afford a lawyer. Most people cannot afford a lawyer and a drawn-out court case, which is what it will take. And even if they do win the court case against somebody, if somebody's not paying their rent, they probably don't have the money to pay what they owe. So, kind of shit out of luck. Yeah.
we're going to show you
Especially
5
in this
different
day and
methods
age.
of how you can house hack. I'm sure one of them.
5 different... How do you have 5 different ways of renting out a room to somebody? How do you... There's 5 different ways you can rent to people. What, dude?
Method number 1, the traditional house hack. The traditional house hack is the most popular type of house hacking. This is when you purchase a 2 to 4 unit property with a 3.5% down FHA loan. You live in one unit, perhaps with a roommate, and rent out the other units. The rent from your roommate plus the other units should cover or come pretty darn close to covering your entire mortgage. This strategy works great for the lower price markets, such as the Midwest and the South. However, it will be very tough to make this work in the higher price markets. Method number 2, the living room. The living room is called a living room for a reason, right? This is my current strategy in Denver, where price points are relatively high. With this strategy, I purchased
Bro is not gonna say turn the living room into a fucking bedroom.
an up-down duplex and rented the top out like a traditional rental. However, the rent did not quite offset my mortgage. So what did I do? I Airbnb my bedroom while setting up a room divider and a curtain in the living room.
Oh my god! What? What the fuck? My mortgage wasn't quite offset and I didn't want to get a job, so I just put a curtain so people didn't come into the living room, and I started renting out my bedroom on Airbnb. Thank you, Bros Admitting he's a slumlord.
This strategy is great for those markets where
Oh
the
my
price points are
God.
just a bit higher, such that the rent may not fully cover the mortgage. Can't afford
Oh
a
my
duplex in
God,
your area?
bro.
Purchasing a single family home, especially as a first-time home
Maybe get get a job. Maybe if renting out part of your house to people doesn't cover the entirety of your mortgage, maybe you should get a job. Maybe you shouldn't buy such an expensive house.
For example, I know they have 1%, 3%, 3.5%, and 5%.
Yeah, rent out the whole house, sleep in the yard. Chat, I'm about to introduce you to a mind-blowing new mortgage cost-saving hack. All right, we call it shed hack. We call it shed maxing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna rent out your home to somebody, and you're gonna put a shed in the backyard. And you don't need to run any electricity or anything to it. You can just put like a little camping cot on there to save on cost. And then you can just go inside the house and use their laundry machines and all of their utilities. And you'll save a lot of money. And that should cover your whole mortgage. If you ever want to have, oh God, I should do an Airbnb stream where I just go on Airbnb and treat it like it's Zillow and start looking at absolutely insane properties. Because Airbnb units are like, yeah, so it's a 10-foot by 8-foot backyard addition, a mother-in-law house. It's not a mother-in-law house. It's a shed. It's a shed. These people buy sheds at Lowe's and they put them in their backyard, and maybe they'll like hook up internet, but they'll never put like any sort of like cooling or heating in there. And they'll put like cute little like Target furniture inside there. But it's a shed. It's a shed. People are charging you like $100 a day, plus all the cleaning fees and everything, and the taxes to be in a shed. Yeah, with no insulation.
Method number 4, trailer life. This is taking house hacking.
Oh my God. Oh my God, the shed hack chat. The shed hack. Oh, no! Bro's not gonna say to live in an RV outside the house, is he?
To the next level. You can purchase a quality camper for about $1,500, park it in your driveway or backyard, and live in that while renting out or Airbnb-ing the house. This strategy is for the ultimate hustler. Luxurious house hacking is a term that Ben Libovich coined. This
houses built for a single unit can't just be done up for multi-unit living. That's a big no-no. I don't think he cares! Bro's saying to live in a camper while you rent out your house!
This is the complete opposite of the trailer. This is when you purchase a property with an additional dwelling unit or build one yourself.
No! No, he's about to say the shade!
The unit should have a small kitchenette, an operative bathroom, and a comfortable bed to sleep in. You rent that out full-time or on Airbnb while you and your family live in a big, cozy home.
I fucking hate people, bro. Am I crazy? I feel like Airbnb should only be reserved for like if you're going away on vacation. Airbnb is like a, you know what, make some money off of people house sitting for you, basically, you know? Or like you do have like a multi-family home or whatever, and so you don't need like the upstairs and you rent that out. Like you can Airbnb that. Airbnb should not be, yeah, I live in an RV and I Airbnb my fucking house until it's paid off. Bro? Idiot Carrot, thank you, and Goku voice. And this is to go further beyond. You can rent out your camper and you can sleep in a box outside. Bro, all right, here's what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna buy a house. You're gonna let people live in the house, all right, to rent it, to pay off your mortgage. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a camper. And when you get enough money from the people paying off your mortgage, all right, when you get enough saved up, you're gonna Airbnb the camper, all right? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna buy another camper, a smaller one. And it's gonna be like one of the ones that go on top of a truck. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna be super economical. You're gonna put a camper on your truck, all right? One of those like top bed ones. And you're gonna Airbnb out the old camper, and now you live basically in your car. You'll save a lot of money.
So for those who say you can't house hack with a family,
What the heck? You rent out the box and live in the walls. You should Paratroid, thank you. Rent your house out, live in the walls. Yeah, there you go. There
think
you go.
again. As you can see, house hacking comes in all shapes and sizes.
Bro, shut the fuck up. What do the comments say? royalty. I did the first meth at 22. I bet you did. How could someone dislike this video? It's free education. Did the wood just pop out of the wall at 203?
Have 1%, 3%, 3.5%, and...
Oh, it did! Oh my god, it did! Wait, what the fuck?
For example, I know they have 1%, 3%, 3.5%.
What the fuck? His cock shack is falling apart! No! Live like royalty. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. How about using the garage as a room? Bro, this is a great addition, not only for house hacking, but adding value to your home. I don't think turning your garage into a bedroom adds value to your home. Okay? I lived in a house that had a converted garage. You know what it means? You don't have a fucking garage. These people are fucking insane. These people are fucking insane, chat. How about buy a few more trailers or campers? Ah, Terry Desu. Jelly? Jelly, is that you? How about buy a few or more trailers or campers and rent them out on some extra land adjacent to your house? Bro's inventing a trailer park. Bro is reinventing the trailer park. Holy shit.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.